What puppies learn first, they learn best. Meet Ryan and his daughter Logan and their new puppy, Bentley. Now, they're actually first-time puppy owners, and things are going pretty well with Bentley, but they're still a bit confused as to what they're supposed to be working on. Now, I'm going to share with them a few things that I do with every single one of my puppies when I first get them home. So one of the first things that we like to do with our puppies in the first week home is do a little bit of food work. Now, luckily, we have a very willing participant because we have a puppy that's very interested in food, but we don't just want to feed the dog to feed the dog. There's lots of little things that we can do. So this is going to be super easy for your puppy, but we want the puppy to be able to follow the food. So this is called luring. The actual technique is called luring. And basically wherever the food goes, my puppy goes too. And once I know that he's willing to do that, which is super easy for you, then I can actually start to teach him some things. Now, there's like a million and one things that you can do teaching the puppy with that method. Walking, sits, downs, endless tricks, like there's all kinds of things. But in the first week, we want to just keep it simple. So we're going to focus on just a couple things. So first things first, we're going to work on, I think you said you were already doing a bit of this, Logan, working on like sit and down. So I'm going to have you grab some treats and just kind of show me what you've been working on in terms of like the sit and the down. So typically, if we want the sit, we would take the food, put it close to the nose, and then lift it high. Perfect. And then, yes, reward that. Sit again. Yes, good. Okay, now 2 little tips. Number 1, when you do it, keep the food close to your body. So whenever he learns to sit, he sits really close. Because what happens if they sit way over there and they're used to us walking over to feed them, we kind of teach the puppy to kind of hang out at like a bit of a bubble, a bit of a distance. So if he sits out there, praise him, because technically he's a good boy, but just kind of wiggle your fingers and encourage him to come in a little closer. So he's actually nice and close now, so you can get him to sit there. Yeah, good. Perfect. So super simple, but like little things. So having the puppy sit close. Also, when we teach it, we want to try to be careful that we don't say sit multiple times, because then the puppies will sort of say, oh, okay, I'll wait till the 6th time to listen. So if you're working, hey pups, this is why we have a house line on, so you can't wander away. So say I say sit and it takes like a couple extra seconds for him to kind of process or work through it. I would just sort of wait quietly and then yes him as soon as his butt hits the floor, so he learns one command and then do the behavior. But then obviously the better he gets at it, the faster and faster he'll go. Okay? So keeping those things in mind, now we're going to try the down. So I personally find it easiest to start with the puppy sitting. I sometimes will say sit, sometimes I just lure the puppy into a sit. Then I would say down, and then I would lure the puppy with a treat 1 second later. I know I tried to fake you out there and it didn't work. So I would lure from the nose to the toes, and then once the little elbows hit the floor, I would yes, and then give the treat. You want to try that? Down. And then just kind of hold it there. No, you want to repeat it, but yes, and reward.
There you go.
Perfect. Good. All right, and then what I will also do is once he gets down, and again, he doesn't really know any of this stuff yet. I'm just trying to kind of paint the picture. So I have the puppy sitting, down, then lure. And then once he's rewarded, I'm going to reward a couple times. And before he gets up, I would tell him, okay, yay, and give them permission. Because another thing we want them to learn right from the beginning is not to use us as like a drive-through. I take the treat, I did my job, okay, bye. So we always sort of give them permission to leave, but it's just passive, like in kind of easygoing. And the goal, because he doesn't really know to hold positions right now, is to beat him to the punch. So say okay before he has a chance to leave. So it kind of is your idea, even though at this point in the game, he's just happening to do it. But eventually, you'll learn to just hold that position until you release him, okay?
Would you say that okay is a really good permission word, or is there any other words that you recommend to use?
You can use, some people say break, some people say free, some people say release. We mostly say okay. It doesn't matter what word you use, you just have to be consistent with it. So whatever you guys decide, just everyone needs to use the same one. Another little food lure thing that I want to show you, so we have our sits, we have our downs, is something that we work on in terms of handling. So when we have puppies right from the get-go, we want them to be really comfortable with our hands getting all around his head, his lip. Yes. We may have been working on that before the camera turned on. And you're brilliant. You passed. So here's why teaching your puppy to follow food is so valuable. Essentially what we're doing here is not only teaching him to do a few exercises, we're actually teaching him how to learn. What I need him to understand is that food is a valuable source. He wants that, but in order to get it, he needs to learn to do things for me. Now, eventually, we want down the road our dog to be able to listen to us without using food, but in the early stages, we need to use something that motivates the puppy. So food is a great resource for that. If your puppy's a bit bit hesitant to follow food in the early stages, don't make them do too much before giving them a win. Maybe you lure them one step and then reward. Maybe you do it at times of the day when your puppy's really hungry or there's no distractions around, so there's really only you to focus on, and then you can build to more complicated things. And one of the things that I'll do is encourage my puppy to come close, and then I'll get my hand inside the collar. Because if you think about it, how many times we have to take the collar to put his leash on or to pick him up and put him in the car? And some puppies, not necessarily in the early stages, most of the time when they're young like him, they don't really care. But as they start to get older, maybe more nipping starts to happen, or they start to just get a little bit more sure of themselves. You go to reach a hold of to get a hold of their collar, and they'll avoid or they'll nip in that moment. But from a puppy, if he's been conditioned, I take a hold and then you get rewarded, then they're basically like, take me, this is a great thing, because they know it's so good. So another thing that I'll teach the puppy within the first week of being home is how to respond to their name. Now, what we're looking for though is a specific response. So when we say the name, we want to only have to say it once, and we want the dog to turn really quickly when we say it. So there's certain exercises that we do that creates that response in the puppy, because the most common thing that people do, especially the first week home, is we're excited about the puppy. So it's like Bentley, 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 Bentley. Like we just use it all of the time, and then you're not actually getting a response from the pup. So the first thing that I would do right off the bat before I do anything else is just play a little word association, and I think we're ready for this. So basically what I would do is say the name, Bentley, and then I would give a reward 1 second later. And I would do this when he is paying attention, so he's not distracted. So it's just name, feet. Your name is not name, your name is Bentley. Bentley, and then feet. Bentley, and then feet. Literally like that. Now that looks dead easy, but most people do this. Bentley, right? Yeah. They give the treat and then they say the name, and then he's like, I don't care about the name you're feeding me, this is great. Yeah. So it needs to be name, then feed, because then what starts to happen is if he hears that word and then goes, oh, she's going to reward me, I now can start working a little bit on distractions, okay? So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to kind of let him get a little bit disengaged, and then we're going to try calling his name. There's two ways we can go about this. We can set him up for total success, and we can say his name and then automatically turn him away from the distraction so he doesn't have an opportunity to be wrong. Or we can test him. We can say his name, see what happens, and if he turns, we can reward, and if he doesn't, we can train through that. So we're going to start off. Ryan, I think what I'm going to have you do is take a couple, maybe just hold the bowl in your hand, and then I'm going to show you first. So you just hold the bowl in your hand, so I want him to know it, and I'm just going to show you what we're going to do for the distraction. So he sees it there, so I would say, Bentley. Yes, good boy. So I would say his name and then turn him away, so he doesn't really have a chance to be wrong. Good boy. Yes, you have one more. You missed one. So another thing that I do with puppies the very first week is I introduce some toy work. Because when we have puppies this age, we don't necessarily want to be taking them for really long walks, but we also make sure that they don't get completely crazy and they need exercise. So teaching them to play with toys with you, great relationship builder, also a great way to tire them out so that you can put them in the crate and actually have some peace. So we have a puppy that's pretty into the toy, which is great, but I want to talk first about one of the exercises that we'll do before we do like fetch or anything like that, is we want to work a little bit on the game tugging out. Now, the reason why we do this is because it's great engagement, but also gives me an opportunity to kind of show some leadership in a really non-confrontational way that's fun, that's super simple, puts me in the driver's seat, but he's like, this is really great exercise. So first thing that I would do is get the puppy engaged in the toy, which is not very difficult right now. If he did let go of it though, what I would do is keep it moving around. What a lot of people will do is they dangle it above the puppy, and it doesn't invoke an, oh, good boy, enough like grabbing. I really want him to get into it. See how he's shaking his head like that? Some people think like, oh, is that okay? I love that. I want him to be like crazy. If he starts growling and like getting really into it, that's perfect. Okay, I want to make it really exciting. The other thing too, I don't know if the camera picked this up, but he just accidentally like bit my hand, but immediately he went to the toy. I also love that because he's showing me that he's learning to be respectful around my hand. I didn't even have to do anything. He just did it all by himself. And I that's something that I would praise him for. I really like that. Okay, so here comes the control part, because we can't just have a crazy beast. What I'm gonna do, yeah, there you go. Once I feel that he's latched on, and if he gets disengaged, I'm gonna get him back. What's this? Yeah, Good boy. There we go. I gotta get him latched. Gotta get him latched. There we go. I'm gonna get a piece of food out here. Now he's not quite on the toy enough for me to work this, so I gotta get the toy a bit more. Do we miss our moment? Pop, 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 pop. What's this? Ready? Yeah, there we go. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. There we go, there we go, there we go. It takes a second to get them back. Okay, I'll get the treat. Now I get to teach him. The puppy did such a good job there, but I definitely made him play too long because it was taking me forever to try and get the treats out.
Come on, I'll get the treat out.
Would have been a lot easier if I was wearing a McCann Dogs treat pouch. If you're looking for one of those for your puppy to help you with great timing, you can get one on mccanndogs.store. Yes, good. And all we do with the puppies the first week is do a bit of a trade. So I say the command, again, there's a theme here. I say the word. 1 second later, I show the treat so that I'm not dependent on the treat later in life. So I say the word and then I trade him for a piece of food. Now, when I did that, I stopped tugging with him. I made that a little bit more boring and I put the food literally like in his nostrils so that he really couldn't resist. Good boy. And I would just practice that back and forth. Tug, 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 tug. Once he's really engaged, out or drop it or whatever word you want to use, and then trade for the food 1 second later. Okay, question?
So when he grabs the slipper and he's running with the slipper,
Okay.
we don't reward that then?
No, great question, Ryan. So if he's grabbing something that he's not supposed to, you didn't start the game, he is just like having a party and grabbing something, what I would do from there is I would go and make sure he has the house line on because then you can stop him. I would go to the house line and right away I would tell him out. And in the early stages, I would trade him with it. As the weeks go on, you could just put your hand in his collar and hold, and then that sort of makes holding the slipper not so fun, and he'll let go. And then when he lets go, good boy. But then quickly redirect him to something else. Grab his bone, something that says, okay, not cool, but this is awesome. Okay, a couple of things I wanted to mention about what we've done here to set this up for success is I have him on the house line. So if I was just to give him the toy, I don't know if we have lots of puppy left to see if he'll do this, but lots of times if I just give him the toy to play by himself, he'll either get disengaged or what a lot of puppies naturally want to do is take it away and go and play with the toy on their own. And I don't let the puppies do that at all, ever actually, no matter of the age. So when I have the long line on, I can make sure that he's playing nice and close because I want him to learn that this is something that we do together. So there's going to be certain toys in the house that I will let him go and play with independently.
Sorry, so this is a play toy, not a chew toy.
Yeah, play toy or like interactive toy. So like when he gets this, it's with you two, or your mom, obviously. But I wouldn't let him go and just lie on a bed and play with this. Number one, he'll destroy it. And number two, I'm missing a perfect opportunity to do like an us thing. Because this is all about building relationship.
Does that also help make it so he's not possessive of that toy as well?
Yeah, because we're teaching him to engage with the toy with control. Because I'm initiating it, I'm also ending it. So although he can be wild and crazy and have some fun, there's underlying rules that are part of it. You don't bite me, you don't bite my clothing, you don't just jump up and grab it when you want to. You have to give it up when I ask you to. So there's rules there, but like it's packaged in like a really fun way. Did you know that we're a family-owned business from Canada? And Ryan and Logan are actually local to us, so they're able to come and train with us here in person at our facility in Flamborough, Ontario. But if you're not close to us, you can still join our awesome community. You can work with me and the rest of the gang on our online programs. We have a great puppy program called Puppy Essentials, and we have students from over 60 countries in the world. You can learn all about how awesome our program is by clicking the link in the description below. So Ryan, you mentioned about whether you should be walking Bentley or what you should do. So I'm actually going to show you another exercise that you can do instead of walking him that's going to burn all that extra energy, which is going to be important, but also is going to work on teaching him some name and some other things too. When we have puppies that are this young, we just have them home for the first week, I don't worry at all about using the come command. What I focus a lot on is just teaching them their name. So we're going to do something called a restraint recall. This is something you can do by yourself, or you can also do this with multiple family members, which makes it lots of fun. So essentially, one of you is going to hold him, the other person is going to stand in front of him, and they're going to like tease him with this tug toy, like get him like really wild about it. And when he kind of looks interested, you're going to call his name and run away. So he has to chase you. And when he catches you, which will only be like probably 6 or 10 feet, you're going to play tug with him for a few seconds and just let him have a lot of fun. And what he's going to learn is when he hears his name to chase after you and run back to you for control. Okay? Who wants to be the holder? Who wants to be the caller? Who wants to be the caller? Okay, so Rye, let's come just beside me and you're going to face this direction. Okay? Log, you're going to start sort of facing him, and I want you to kind of wiggle the toy a little bit. Good boy. And then you're gonna turn. So you're gonna, yeah, perfect. And you're gonna get him excited. Ready, ready. Now say Bentley and run away. Bentley. Yeah, run, 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 run. Let him have it. Yeah, now run back this way, look. Run back this way. Yeah, good boy. Now have a little game of tug with them. Get it, get it. Yay, good boy. Get that thing. There we go. Lots of praise. Perfect. So he did what a lot of puppies do. They get like a head of steam up and then they're like, whoa, and they can't go back. So then basically you just like get a second little rep in there, say his name, and then run away. Okay, that was amazing. So let's talk a little bit about what happened. A lot of things happened great there. Logan, you were really good about waiting until Bentley was focused before you call. And that's going to be important because it might not always go that way, especially if there's more distractions. So that's a super important thing. The other thing is because we have the sort of the theme, we want to say the command once and then get a response. When we have a puppy, they don't know any better. We have to kind of use our gut and timing to make sure that when they're focused and we say the name, it's actually going to happen. When he's running to you, you want to resist the temptation to say, Bentley, 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 because again, he starts hearing multiple commands, but you literally can say anything else on earth. Woo, good boy, that's great. Like whatever. Look, talking to him is perfect because it keeps him interested in focus. The other thing that was so good is he ran past you a little bit. And then when that happens, just take the opportunity to like run into different directions. Say his name again there, and then take off in a new direction until he catches you. And then basically the playing part will probably take more time than the calling part. That also is what helps tire him out, but that's what teaches them. If he gets to you and he gets to tug for like 2 seconds, that's not really worth his while. He needs to feel like whatever happens when he gets to you is just something that's so worthwhile doing over and over. It like regurgitating them. Okay, look, what you're gonna do is you're gonna come in and put the food on the nose and you're just gonna sort of be neutral and you're gonna tease, 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 and you're gonna say his name once and then you're gonna back up 1 or 2 steps and then feed him nice and close. Yes, reward. Good, and then you're gonna take his leash and then Rye, you're gonna do the same thing back to you. And then you'll be neutral this time. So tease, tease, tease. This buddy. And then Bentley. Bentley. Good. Back away. Good. Okay. Now that he sort of gets the game, we're going to go back and forth. So as soon as you feed, you're just going to turn him around and aim him at Logan. And then Log, you're going to get down right there. Tease, tease, tease. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Bentley. And then good. Back away, back away, back away. Feed. Perfect. Okay. Now you face him at your dad. And then Rye, you're going to do the same thing. And then if you have more distance, you can start putting more distance. So tease him. Ready?
Bentley.
Ready? Don't say his name to tease him because he's not focused. Just hold him, Log. Hold him. Good. We got your hand right. Ready, ready, ready. Now call.
Bentley.
Ah! This is going really well, but we need to turn this up a notch because we're trying to build a lot of motivation and drive in our puppies. And we're also trying to tire them out at the same time. So check this out. So what you're going to do this time, just to get them more animated, is you're going to come in and you're going to start a little closer. Ready, 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 ready. And see how? Yeah! See how when I back up, he's like, okay, I want to get to you. Then I'm going to get about 6 feet and then I'm going to call. But I'm going to kind of start in close. And as I get the engagement, I'm going to back up. You're going to sound a little bit like a crazy person, but you're going to have a wicked recall out of it, okay? Okay, come here, come back. Come on, Logan. Okay, so Log, you'll be neutral. Rye, you're going to come in. You can even show him the food. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Ready, ready, ramp him up. Ready, ready, ready. Name?
Bentley.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, Log, you're going to do the same thing. Okay, turn around. You're going to come in close. Rev him up. You want this? You want this? Want this? Ready? Name? Bentley. Yeah. Good. Just remember, only say it once. Good. One of the things that I am very obnoxious about, as you can probably see, and those of us who watch the YouTube channel know that I'm obnoxious about praising and cheering. It is a weird thing, especially when you're learning something new, to like do all of this talk because you're like, hey, am I backing up? Do I lose my left hand? Do I hold the leash? Like, there's so much to think about, but you really want to get like them excited. I actually like with puppies to use like ready, set, go. And because I use that to ramp the puppy up each and every time, they actually start to get really crazy. As soon as you start to say ready, they're like, oh my God, something's about to happen. So you can use that a little bit here. So let's just do one more, and I want you to try that, Log. You're gonna come in, when you tease them, I want you to say ready or on your mark, get set, something that's like we're about to blast off into crazy. So tease them up, ready,
Ready,
set,
go.
ah, there we go, jackpot reward. Now that you know some of the things you have to start working on with your puppy, you have to learn about all of the other things, but don't worry, we have a plan for you. Check out that video right here. On that note, I'm Kale. Happy training.